What's up, class? Hope your weekend's going well. I'm going to do a video just to help explain your homework instead of doing a Google Doc. It's kind of a little bit more simple. Anyway, in class last Thursday, we were discussing the judgment of God and the wrath of God against our sin. We had just finished the unit on sin and the fall in Genesis 3. Adam and Eve, in their hearts, chose instead to love and cherish something else in creation rather than God Himself. And that was the fall. They fell from the loving relationship that they had with God in the garden. They fell away from that because of the sin in their hearts. And now we're talking about God's response to sin. The consequences of sin is the judgment of God. And so we're looking at Romans 1, which essentially talks about why God's judgment and His wrath, His anger is over the entire world. And it is because it says they exchanged the truth about God for a lie. They worshiped and served the creation rather than the creator. So rather than loving God Himself, we love the things that God has made. So it also says in verse 21, which is part of your homework, verse 21, it says, "For although they knew God, they did not honor Him as God." In your translation, the one that we're looking at, it says, "For although they knew God, they did not glorify Him as God, nor give thanks to Him." So the reason why God's wrath and judgment is over the whole entire world is because we, in our hearts, do not glorify God, nor do we give Him thanks. Now we know what it means to give thanks, to have a grateful heart, right? That's not very hard for us to figure out. On the other hand, though, what does it mean to glorify God? And do not just say what comes to your mind. Dude, I want you to research and find an answer to that question. Do not simply say something that you've heard someone else say and you just want to give an answer to the question. What does it mean to glorify God? What does that mean? I want you guys to research online, study the Bible, look for a Bible verse that helps you explain what does it mean to glorify God. Define what it means to glorify God, because the very fact that our hearts don't naturally glorify God is the very reason that His wrath and anger and judgment is over everyone. So, I want to know, what does it mean to glorify God? Because when my heart doesn't do that, that is why His wrath and anger and judgment is against us. So, please come in class on Monday with some sort of piece of paper with your definition of what it means to glorify God, plus a support or a reference or a citation Bible verse that supports your answer. You will bring it in class. You will show it to me. I will check it for a grade. If you have any questions, please email me. I'd be happy to help. All right. Have a great weekend.